This is the last sermon in a series looking at the creeds and confessions in the Presbyterian Church Book of Confessions. We began with the Nicene Creed, which was written in the 4th century, and we have ended up with the brief statement of faith, written to celebrate the reunion in 1983 of the northern and southern branches of what is now the Presbyterian Church USA. This affirmation of faith was designed for use in worship, and it was officially adopted in 1991. I chose to conclude with the portion we will read today together because today is both Mother's Day and the 4th Sunday of Easter, and the rich themes of God's parental and compassionate providing and leading run throughout both Scripture and this affirmation. "The Lord is my shepherd," says Psalm 23, "the caretaker who leads us to places of nourishment and rest, the guide who shows the way to places of goodness and abundance." Sheep need a shepherd. Otherwise, they will concentrate so much on munching the grass that is right in front of them that they will lose their way and wander off. Now, there are people who find the biblical correlation between sheep and people to be insulting. But honestly, don't we tend to lose our way? Don't we tend to wander off because we are so taken with some juicy morsel within our grasp? Parents trying to teach children the concept of delayed gratification, or teachers trying to teach impulse control, know this to be particularly true. "All we like sheep have gone astray," says Isaiah. So it's good to know that we belong to a shepherd, and that in the words of Psalm 100, we are the people of God's pasture. The shepherd is watchful and protective, and knows what to do with injuries and sickness. The shepherd knows how to provide good food and water and make a place of security for the sheep. The shepherd will never give up searching if one sheep is lost, says Luke. And the shepherd will pick up little ones to carry them home. These mothering characteristics are divine qualities that we see in all three manifestations of God: Creator, Christ, and Spirit. "I am the good shepherd," says Jesus, bringing divine mothering into sharp, incarnational focus. In sacrificial love, the good shepherd lays down his life for his sheep. Sheep who are found not just in one fold, not just with one way of recognizing good shepherding, but in many folds, with many ways of knowing that good shepherd. With the shepherd's rod and staff to guide, days of goodness and mercy in God's house will be forever and ever. That is the same sentiment that is expressed in the middle section of the brief statement of faith. Though we wandered away, though we got ourselves in trouble, God is faithful still. Listen to the honest confession. Ignoring God's commandments, we violate the image of God in ourselves and others, accept lies as truth, exploit neighbor and nature, and threaten death to the planet entrusted to our care. That last phrase is especially poignant and singularly of our time in history. It makes this confession unique among the 9 in our book. I'm grateful for the honesty of this section, for the forthrightness of the description of our human condition, and for the strong words that follow. Though we deserve something else, God acts with justice and mercy to redeem creation and has shown these actions throughout all of history, all of the history of the people of God. From choosing Abraham and Sarah to delivering the Israelites, from speaking through prophets to sending the divine presence in Jesus, God actively works in human history. And then comes my favorite part, the images of God as parent, images taken directly from Scripture. Loving us still, God makes us heirs with Christ of the covenant. Like a mother who will not forsake her nursing child, like a father who runs to welcome the prodigal home, God is faithful still. The day our son Andrew was baptized in February of 2000, I chose for the affirmation of faith this section of the brief statement. Among the special invitees that morning was our lactation consultant, who had been so instrumental in helping us through the first weeks of Andrew's life. After the service, she told me how powerful it was to have God described like a mother who will not forsake her nursing child. And she said, now that's a church I can appreciate. The faith that we affirm and how we affirm it makes a difference. This confession is powerful in so many ways, and its richness grows deeper and deeper with familiarity. The same can be said of mothers. They, or the mother figures in our lives, are among the most powerful influences we experience. And those relationships often grow deeper with years of familiarity. The best mothers are ones who model, even in a small way, the deep and rich care of God the Good Shepherd, the one in whose house we will dwell forever and ever. God is faithful still.